here in Las Vegas at LeadsCon. I'm here with
Portman, CEO and founder of Textdrip, and music is pumping and we're having a good time here.
Yeah, and I'm Shawn, VP of Business Development from VanillaSoft. And as you can see, we are integration very close here, but we're going to get started with our show today. My first time doing a live event from a webinar booth, but this is a great event. So I think we're gonna jump in and get started.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got some theme music in the background to kind of hype us up a little bit this morning, get us started at 9 o'clock. So let's kick it off with, what are some of the biggest challenges insurance agents face when managing leads today?
That's a great question. So I would say the first is quality versus quantity. Getting those high quality leads into your funnel is probably the most important thing and challenge that insurance agents are facing. I would say you're going to hear this word from me a lot today. It's prioritization. Prompt follow-ups, making sure that you're prioritizing the best lead, the next best lead in your queue is going to be very important. So you're not just kind of spraying and praying with all your leads one by one, but you're really getting that one that probably is going to give you the best, ideally highest probability of converting. And one, I tell everyone, it's crazy. Over the last 10 years, I think every SaaS company has become it's saturated. There's a lot of outdated sales tools, marketing tools, CRMs. So really trying to find what tool is not outdated, but is also encompassing a lot of the different things that you are looking for as an insurance agent. Like combining it all, so you're not going through 8 different tabs and trying to, I gotta go into my marketing tool, my sales tool, my quote tool, but combines all those different things into one dashboard. But what do you think?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, I mean, it's 80-20 rule, right?
Yeah.
You may get some use out of these tools or these features over here, but if you can reduce the amount of time and focus on the 20% that's giving you the 80% results, that's where you're the biggest bang for the buck. And lead prioritization, I couldn't agree more. And when you have an agent that is constantly following up with leads, if you can shave fractions of seconds off, that is exponential over the course of their day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I have a question for you. So, why is SMS such a critical tool for modern insurance lead management? Yeah,
great question. So you think about the old way that insurance used to be sold, and it was a lot of face-to-face interaction, right? You'd have an office in a place, and that's where you'd buy your insurance, was from that guy who sold insurance. Nowadays, it's not like that. Majority of insurance and a lot of sales is done on the internet. And so you have to be an insurance agent licensed in multiple states, all over the place. And so having tools that help you organize that, and by state, by lead, prioritizing them can certainly help. But the other part, and why it's so important today, is because insurance is not sexy. No one wants to buy insurance, right? Like, no one's sitting there going, man, I've been saving up, I'm looking forward to buying insurance. So they're kind of dragging their feet on spending it. So when you can set up drip messaging that continuously follows up with them, maybe Monday at 9 a.m. they're not interested in talking to you about insurance, but Saturday at 6 p.m. may be a better time, and now they're going to engage with you. So for something that is not sexy like insurance, putting them on a drip campaign using a tool like SMS that gets you that instant feedback when they respond to you at Friday at 6 p.m., instantly you're getting that direct communication with them. And you can use something like our mobile app to always be available to respond to them, or some of our AI features that will help you automate that process.
Yeah, and I would just like to add, I think it takes a lot of the thinking out of it, right? So by automating and building that sequence, it's like if you forget to follow up or you forget to do that reminder, it's all just automated in that sequence, which really helps. And I would say, SMS, I mean, it's faster, it's more efficient. And I know one thing for me is, like you said, if you're sitting in a room with 6 people and somebody calls you, but you're in a meeting with 6 people, you're not gonna pick up the phone right then and there. But you might just jump into a quick SMS reply and then leave the meeting and have that call back. So
absolutely, you don't have to commit to it like a one-on-one conversation, right? If I go to a car dealership, I know I'm dedicating that time to that individual. That's why people like to buy cars online and things like that now. And the same reason they like to interact with text message, because you're not committing dedicated time. I can talk to you when I'm at dinner.
That's it.
And then when I'm doing the dishes, I just load the dishwasher. Maybe I respond to you a little bit more. It's less commitment. So, so next question I have for you is, how can automation help agents prioritize and engage with the best leads first? And I think you talked about it a little bit, but can you expand on that?
So I'm gonna say the word, as I said it many times, prioritization. What it does, it helps agents prioritize by lead scoring, demographic, behavior. So there's different things that it helps by making sure that ideally you're not just wasting time on every lead that comes in, but you're really focusing on the ones that are going to end up making you money and converting. I would say it helps streamline your follow-ups, your reminders, all those different things that you might not be thinking all the time, but you just, I like to say, plug and play. It's almost like plug and play. You let it run and do all that stuff. So ideally, what does automation do? If I had to say it in 2 words, I would say it improves efficiency and conversion. Those would be the 2 words I would say for automation.
Yeah, and you think about it, and typically you're dealing with salespeople.
Yeah.
Right? So you want them to spend as much time interacting with that customer as possible, less time clicking buttons, right?
Yep.
Less time with administrative tasks. So the more stuff of that you can take off, and the more time they can do what they do best, which is engaging with customers and selling, I think is really where that lead prioritization comes in.
Yeah, I mean, lastly, I would say, I always like to say, it takes away the tedious tasks. So the tedious tasks that you might, not remember to do, not want to do, it makes you focus on what's the important next step. What's the next step that's going to move that needle to convert into a sale?
Yep, absolutely.
So the next question I have for you, Phil, is how can agents ensure their follow-up efforts remain personal and engaging, even with automation? Because you want to make sure that it still sounds like a human.
Yeah, for sure, and not just automation, but AI.
Oh yeah.
So I get on a regular basis emails and LinkedIn messages from clearly AI drafted content. It's not original, it all looks the same.
Yeah.
And some of it's a little bit creepy, right? It's like, hey, Phil Portman, CEO of Textdrip, I see you own a farm in Holly and all this other stuff. And they all say the same thing. That's not personalization, right? AI and automation are great tools, but they still need you. Yeah. They still need you as the individual to customize it. Yeah. So the first thing I would say is make sure that you are in all of that automation. Make sure your voice, your individuality as a salesperson, the thing that makes you unique. If you talk to different clients that you end up selling on, why did they choose you over the other guy? Can you replicate that in your messaging? Why they chose you? And then the second part that I would say in automation is constantly test it. Yeah. Don't settle, right? We call it like A/B testing in marketing. You're always looking for a better way, because a message that maybe worked during open enrollment is not going to work in the middle of the summer, right? Or something that is in one financial or political climate may not resonate the same way in a different financial or political climate. So you constantly want to address those things and adjust it to those unique needs. So test yourself. Make what you did yesterday obsolete for what you're doing today. Yeah,
and just to add to that, I mean, why do people buy? Why do people buy from one person versus another? Why do people pick one? It's trust.
Yeah.
So if you're using automation, and again, I'm all for automation, you got to make sure that the tone, the voice, it sounds like you, because if you don't make it sound like you, or using your tone or the way you actually really talk, you've probably lost the trust. So I think using the automation, but making sure, like you said, that it sounds like a human. It doesn't sound like an AI, ChatGPT robot.
Oh, yeah.
That just, one example is, I love what I got the LinkedIn message, and it's like, hi Shawn Finder from VP Business Development at VanillaSoft. Like, you would just say hi Shawn Finder. You would say hi Shawn Finder, your company, your position, and your company. So
AI.
Clearly, I know it wasn't you. Yeah. And obviously, you're agents, you're more likely to trust go with somebody you trust than somebody that's just, not being lazy, but just ideally not putting in the work, at least sound human.
I agree. I'm looking for bad grammar and maybe spelling mistakes now, because I'm like, they're human,
Yeah.
Like when I use AI to help me clean up some of my content, it's always putting dashes in there, and I never use dashes. So like that, when I get an email with it, I'm like, oh, they got dashes in there. I don't know, they used AI, lazy, you know. But if I get something and it's individualized to me, and it looks like it was written by a real human, that's cool. We also have features inside Textdrip, and VanillaSoft has them as well, merge fields, where you can personalize messages as well. If you want to use their first name, you know, some of the address, things like that, you can personalize them, or even customize them with custom merge fields as well.
Yeah. So the next question would be, how does speed to lead affect conversion rates for insurance agents? That's a good question for me. I would say speed to lead is probably the most important KPI, and the reason why is I actually read something yesterday that if you reply to that lead within the first 2 minutes, I think first minute, sorry, you have a 391% chance of converting it.
400%.
Almost 40%. Now, if you wait longer than I think it was 3-4 minutes, you've almost lost the opportunity. So I almost say, like, it's 6 people at a dinner table and there's 1 pie. You're all hungry, you haven't eaten in 3 days. The first person to get to the pie, is hungry, they're going to eat the pie. So you have to be the first person to reach out to that lead, and that's going to help you convert the best. It's just plain and simple. It's a numbers game. So what I would say is, again, there's tons of different platforms out there, but finding the one that gives you the speed to lead, the quickest time to get you. And the other thing I would say is, a lot of people don't realize, like, sometimes when you look at speed to lead, you can be talking like 0.1%, 0.5%, which don't sound like a big number. 1% does not sound like a huge number, but 1% increase in getting to a lead, is very important. So anything you have to think about, speed to lead and the importance of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're somebody who's contacting a lot of leads on a regular basis, 1% is a huge number.
A lot of revenue too. I mean, it's converting.
That's why you constantly want to be testing your messages, testing your response rate, and you want something that's going to get to that lead as fast as possible. There's another data point that 35 to 50% of sales go to the first person that contacted them. Right? So if you can be that first one by shaving off a second or two and contacting them, then you're more likely to close them. Yeah. Absolutely.
And you brought up a good point. You kind of mentioned, test your content, test your script, test your messaging. And marketing lens, they always say you got to A/B test.
Yep.
And I've always said you got to A/B/C/D/E test, because you got to be trying 5 different things to try and test each one. Because again, 1%, 0.5%, it makes a big deal, especially in sales. So making sure that you are, work on your speed to lead is very important. So the next question I have for you, Phil, why is SMS often the fastest way to make the first contact with leads?
Yeah, that's a good question. So SMS, we know, has significantly faster response rate than any other form of communication. It's 90 seconds versus 90 minutes. And I think the real reason why it works well is there's like some weird thing where you can't leave that little notification checkbox in your text message, right? It's like having a hole in your sock or trying to sleep with a fly buzzing around. Like, it annoys you.
Yeah.
I may have 50,000 unread emails on my phone, but leaving that little checkbox in the SMS just drives me nuts.
Yeah.
And over the years, companies have tried to figure out ways to get instant communication with their customers. That used to be apps. Everyone had to have an app.
Yeah.
Until you have 50 pages of apps on your phone and you don't know why you need the car wash app or McDonald's app or all the other ones, right? So apps have kind of faded out, and so people are turning off the notifications, or if they don't use them for a while, now their phones are actually disabling notifications and features on them. So SMS has stuck with it along the way as a way to get instant communication with your leads. Now, it's important to understand the differences between SMS and email. Email is a little bit more of a lead nurturing. SMS is, hey, I have this offer ready to buy, right? It's the instant communication, and that's when you want to use it. So when we went back to talking about the 35 to 50% more you're going to close, if you're the first to contact that lead, SMS is absolutely the best way, because you're instantly saying, here it is, respond back quickly in less than 90 seconds.
Yeah. And I would say, it's usually a combination of channels. Each channel has their own. SMS is probably the fastest way, but I think combining at least 2 channels with any lead is very important, because you got to be hitting them in different directions. But yeah, I mean, the fastest way and most efficient way is you send that text, you get the text, it's right then and there, right in your inbox, right in your phone, right there.
Yeah, I mean, there's data showing, 7-8 times somebody has to see you before they actually buy from you, right? That's why in marketing, we're constantly posting things because we want you to see our brand.
Yep.
Well, same thing with marketing to your customers. If they're getting emails on a regular basis, they're seeing you. If they're seeing you on social media platforms and LinkedIn, then when they get that SMS, they're like, oh, of course I know this guy. Yeah, I've been reading his content now for a month, right? So yeah, absolutely. I think it's a combination of all of those. So it leads to the next question. So how can combining VanillaSoft's lead scoring capability with Textdrip's automation help agents focus on the readiest leads?
Yeah, and again, they go hand in hand. At the front end, you need the lead scoring, making sure, again, prioritizing the top leads, the best leads, the ones that are going to convert and make you money, and then making sure you're using the most efficient and fastest way to communicate to them, which is, through SMS. So I think having that personalized follow-up and making sure, again, speed to lead, but combining both all in one place where the lead comes in, it's prioritized for you, you then send the text message, it goes hand in hand. So you got to make sure that you're not, well, first of all, you have to prioritize, but second of all, you have to make sure that you're getting in touch with them. And like you said, sometimes it takes 7-8 times. Maybe it might only take 2 to 3 texts, or it might take 1 call, 2 calls, and 3 texts. But you got to make sure you're combining both. So I would say both together is a powerful weapon.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the more times, the more ways you can interact with that customer, and you may find that it's working well with text messaging for certain customers, but there's certain other customers where phone or email will work great for them. Specifically with some of our older leads out there, if you're doing like Medicare supplement plans and things like that, text message may not be the best method. Potentially call would be much better method.
Yeah. So, what's the role that automation in SMS in nurturing leads that aren't ready to buy yet?
Yeah, that's what SMS is really great for, because you're not committing to something, right? Like nowadays, it's very difficult. Like we were even talking about this conference, like finding an hour to slate out for something. It's like, well, man, I can't do that, but I can give you 5 minutes, right? Or I can give you 10 minutes. With SMS, you can do that, right? Like that's why like on chat support, they can handle multiple people through chat support, but with a phone call, they're dedicated to one-on-one interactions. Well, the same thing with this. I could be dragging my feet on like, look, I know I need to buy insurance. I know I need to, but it's not a priority right now for me. I could probably put it off a week. I could put it off a day. Well, put them on a drip campaign. So now they're getting a message, and then when they respond, you respond back, but then you put them on another drip campaign. So if you don't hear back from them in a week or two, they're continuing getting messages nurtured to them. So then finally, when you get them in the right mindset where they're like, all right, I need to move forward with this, I need to purchase this, boom, your message is right there and they're ready to respond to you. They're not having to scroll through their SMS or email to respond. It's right there at the top of the list and they're ready to respond to you.
So I have a question actually with that. What would you recommend or say, from your experience, if somebody's not ready to buy, they send a text, when would be the best, like when would you send the next text message? Would it be like, for email, for example, you might want to do a campaign over 6 weeks. A dial might be a little different. In SMS, when would the next email, the next text go out if they say, I'm not ready right now? Would you say, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, or it all depends on the situation?
Yeah, it completely depends on the situation, and I would also say that's a good reason why you should do A/B testing or split testing, right? Is to figure out what does work, because you're going to find certain times of the day work for certain customers, and it varies. My main thing is I would recommend not using the same period of time consistently. So you don't want to do 9 o'clock in the morning, 7 days a week, right? Like that's not effective. Distribute your messages periodically.
Yeah. Okay.
Keep in mind that if they are a hot lead, you do want to stay in their inbox so that when they're ready, they're responding to you. Absolutely. So, great question.
So I have another question. How does Textdrip ensure compliance with regulation like TCPA?
Yeah, and this is a great question, and one that people don't like talking about.
Yeah.
So before I get into what we do at Textdrip around TCPA, I want to talk about why TCPA is important to the industry and why I'm not gonna say you should be excited about it, but you should be encouraged by the benefits of TCPA and SMS, right? Do you have like an old email address, like an old AOL or Yahoo that you give to marketing companies? You get to sign up for like a grocery store rewards program
I have
or something
an old
like that?
Hotmail account that I basically use for all the soliciting that happens. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And so we never check those emails.
Nope.
You literally just use it to sign up.
Don't even know the password.
That's right. It's because it's gross. You open it up, it's crowded.
Yeah.
You don't even care about it, right? And that's why my email right now probably has 50,000 unread emails in it. So it's not a great form of method of marketing, or I'm gonna say it's not as good as it used to be because it got so bombarded with spam.
Yeah.
Right? So then we have to switch to a different email address that we use. Unfortunately, there's different things that help you filter that nowadays. But what we're trying to do is prevent SMS marketing from getting crowded by all of this junk.
Yeah.
Right? And we were seeing it like during COVID, you'd see COVID relief fund.
Yeah.
Click here or whatever, or Bank of America, reset your password here, right? Scams and all this stuff coming through SMS because it became really easy to market once there was A2P messaging. So the FCC said, it's getting bad, you need to fix this. So they rolled out these guidelines, and essentially all it's saying is, I am a legitimate US business doing marketing in the United States. And the result is you're clearing the roadway, you're clearing the pathway to make sure that your messages go through and there's not a bunch of other junk going through there. So Textdrip, when you're come on board with Textdrip, we help guide you through the entire TCPA process. One of the reasons why we've had such a great partnership with VanillaSoft is you guys have the same focus on customer service that we do. We do a white glove treatment bringing people on. We explain the regulations, how they can message, how they can make sure they're staying on that road pathway to get the best compliance. And then inside there on our dashboard, we give you the data to make sure you understand what your opt-out rate looks like, what your spam rating looks like. All of that stuff is right on there so that you can navigate the TCPA compliance. So a question for you. So how does the integration, we already went through this. How does the integration between VanillaSoft and Textdrip create a more powerful omni-channel solution for insurance professionals?
Yeah, so again, like I mentioned earlier, you have to have multi-channel. You got to be hitting people in different directions. So, VanillaSoft with our dialer, SMS, email nurturing, it's an all-in-one platform. So how does this work is we basically prioritize those leads, and the integration is you can right now inside, again, like I said earlier, you don't have to have 8 different tabs open. You can automate that drip campaign with SMS right inside the platform, which is very robust because, as you said earlier, salespeople want to sell. They want to make money, so they don't want to be doing all those tedious tasks that aren't helping them achieve their goal. By having the integration as close as we are here today, that's what our software does. It puts everything in one place for you to make sure it's accessible and easy for you to make that sale.
Yeah, and I'd say somebody that I talked to in marketing years ago said, meet your customers where they're at.
Yeah.
Where do you market? Where your customers are at. There's not a one size fits all.
No.
So an omni-channel solution that can automate a lot of that stuff between the phone, the email, and the SMS can help make sure that you're meeting your customers without requiring really anything additionally from you as the sales agent.
Yeah, and I just add to it, some people might love to be called. Some people might love to be texted. Some people might love to be emailed. Some people might just love a LinkedIn message. So you got to make sure that you are incorporating more than one channel. You have to have, I always say 3 channels, but in those sequences you want to make sure you have at least 2 different channels that you're hitting people with the follow-ups, with the prospect, with the nurturing inside your platform.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And sometimes that different time is the same individual. So you may get me in the morning, I'm like, I don't want to SMS, but then later on in the afternoon you grab me on a phone call and you get me in the right situation. I feel like chatting with you. You know?
Exactly.
So, absolutely.
So another question, what makes Textdrip's SMS platform stand out, compared to the other SMS solutions out there?
Yeah, so the first thing we already talked about, which was customer service. And that's really why the partnership between VanillaSoft and Textdrip has worked so well. and I'm sure you've probably had situations like this where you're working with an online tech company and there's no way of actually getting a hold of that tech company, right? I was trying to register for a service and the registration process was broken, but I couldn't notify them because I had to be a registered customer to notify them, right? I don't want to be sent through endless forums and blog articles and self-help stuff. Like, I want to get help, especially when I'm a business customer. Every minute that I'm trying to figure something out or having a problem is a minute that I'm not selling. Right? And so with Textdrip, customer service has always been our priority. 7 days a week, you can get in touch with us in less than 30 seconds. So we have chat support, we have phone, we have text. Anytime you're stuck with a problem or just have a simple question, you can get on there and under 30 seconds have the answer. The other thing is the onboarding process is completely white gloved. You are one-on-one with somebody, walking them through, setting up your campaign, how to use the platform, all of that stuff, one-on-one. And then you can set up an additional demo with somebody at any point in time. So if you say, hey, I noticed this new feature on the platform, what does it do? Rather than trying to guess, you just schedule a demo on our calendar link and then jump on one-on-one with somebody to help you set it up. Absolutely. And then the other part is the innovation. We talked before about you A/B testing your marketing to always be making what you did old news, right? And we do the same thing with Textdrip. We're always innovating constantly. I would guarantee that even if you're a Textdrip customer right now, there's probably features in the platform that you don't even know exist.
Always happens.
You know, we're constantly adding new things and innovating. We've already had some come out this week, and we've got some really cool stuff. Actually coming out with VanillaSoft, we have a portable inbox that we've been working on with those guys. But anything that would help you get better deliverability and have the best deliverability in the industry and help you automate. Because if we can help you shave seconds off of communication with your customer, then you're going to be able to contact more customers. If we can make your messaging more effective to get through to them, it's going to result in more sales. So the innovation and the customer service are really what differentiates us between any other texting platform out there.
And it helps you focus on what's important. I mean, ideally, it's meant to make you help you focus on what you need to be focusing on.
So what role does automation play in preparing for open enrollment?
Well, open enrollment, as we all know, is a very busy time. It's a very busy time. So the way I would do it is, or say it is, reminders, policy changes, follow-ups. Automate the tedious tasks so you can focus on the most important things. I say the word tedious tasks because ideally that's what automation does. It takes away some of the stuff that you might forget to do or might not want to do or just might happen and you might need to do, but you want to focus on something. Again, automate all of that. So I would say the administrative stuff. So you want to, again, policy changes, reminders, all the stuff that you can put through an automation, definitely do it so you're focusing on what's important.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, couldn't agree with you more on that. I'm somebody who the administrative stuff drains me. Like, it literally drains me. I get my energy from interacting with people. So I'm constantly looking for solutions that can automate that, right? Whether it's bookkeeping or organizing my contacts, I want to just automate any of that stuff.
Well, what I want to do is, we have a lot of people watching live. If you are in Vegas and you are at LeadsCon, we are here at booth 238. We'll be here all day. Phil will be here as well. So if you have any questions, you want to come and see us, shake our hand, come by the booth, and maybe just follow, maybe get your contact information, how we can get in touch with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you go to textdrip.com, you can get in contact with us. If you mention through our chat support that you watched this right here, we will give you 3,000 free credits for any new customer coming on. So you can not only get the free trial, but we'll include the free credits as well, 3,000 free credits to test us out. Completely free a trial. If you hate us, you can tell us to kick rocks, but I have no doubt that you're going to absolutely love us. We do all of the stuff up front. and we do the live demo, so you're coming on board with knowing how to use our platform. Just mention this webinar, and we'll give you the 3,000 free credits.
And you know, you can chat with me on LinkedIn, Shawn Finder. Visit VanillaSoft.com if you want to learn anything else about you know, the VanillaSoft and Textdrip integration. Reach out to me. But if you are live, definitely come by the booth. And it looks like the DJ started his playing right at the end there. So that might be our cue. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed the show.
Yeah, thank you guys, and thank you, Shawn.
Thank you.